Hey everyone, welcome back. Thanks for joining me. Better late than never, right? Finally got in my shipment of MS-B55 Space Shuttle Magic Square's Blast Off from Show Z. This is the second run that Magic Square did. Gotta say, this actually seems a little bit less rushed. So for example, the flashing that everybody had in the channel for combined mode isn't there. Just one example. But I'm glad to finally have it. Thank you, Show Z, for doing your best to get these out to us quickly. I realized that you weren't sending enough stock, but here we are. Finally. Able to complete the cartoon version of Bruticus, and I'm really excited to get into it. So let's go. In the box, you do get the Magic Square Legend Scale Trading Card. It shares the box art on the front, and you have silhouette and stats on the back. You get the poster style instructions, taking you into all three modes, including combined mode. Not the best, but still fairly decent. You get the combiner pants. This time, honestly, I feel like the joint is a little bit stiffer, to be honest. You do get some extra bit of plastic there on the top, but for the most part, on the actual visible portions, it's greatly reduced in this release. I had a few spots on mine. You get the hand for Bruticus. As before, nothing new here. Nice articulation, fingers that can spread out, and they do have 2 points of articulation, giving you the ability to make a fist. Thumb also has 2 points of articulation, so nicely done. And also you can actually flip it out as well. You get Bruticus's blaster. It's going to be the same as Blast Off's, just done in gray and bigger. And last but not least, you get the blaster for Blast Off. Done in brown plastic, just like we saw with the IDW version. So since we did the IDW version from bot to alt mode, we're going to do alt mode to bot this time. But as far as differences, there aren't any really. It's a good version of Blast Off. You've got some paint. The light blue or light purple on the windshield is painted. The gray accents are painted, and I believe this portion of the nose cone as well. Definitely the gray on the wings is all paint, but it looks really, really good in my opinion. If I get the camera to focus. View from the front. Bottom, you do have a landing gear. It's non-working, of course, but it is there, which is nice. Just folds up. Landing gear in the rear, they're painted the light gray, but they're stationary. Nice gray paint on the flaps on the tail. This is probably my least favorite part. Right here, the blaster, the boosters. They could have definitely done something a little bit more with that, honestly. It's not terrible, but it just leaves me desiring something else. It just looks like they designed it quickly and let it go. But anyway, overall, this is my favorite version of Blast Off that I have. I've got the Zeta Toys and the MMC Masterpiece versions, and this, of all my Blast Offs, is my favorite. 4 cents a scale. Here he is with New Age Starscream. Let's go ahead and get started on the transformation. I do recommend having a spudger. Some portions, especially the windshield, can be a little difficult to get off, but it's not entirely impossible. It's just be careful because you don't want to damage anything. So go ahead and loosen up the cockpit. As you can see there, no flashing, and I didn't have to clean anything. That's fantastic. We can go ahead and rotate this after we unhook it. Get that spun around. Pull forward on the cockpit. Fold these 2 pieces in, and that'll rest just like that. Leave that there for now. Go ahead and separate the nose. You want to get this section out. Man, some of those joints are pretty tight. Now you can separate. Go ahead and fold this section in, flip it in, and that'll flip in here in a moment. As far as the sides, first thing you want to do, pop up the head, get it out of the way, and then pull down on the 2 flank pieces. We can go ahead and pull this up as well to give us a little bit of space for movement. Now pull out on the purple sides. That'll let you extend these out. Flip the head around on that hinge. This can go in. This will go around and in like so. And then we can go ahead and close this portion up. Making sure to get everything lined up here. Just like that. Then the head will hook right there on that tab. And that actually works surprisingly well. Now the hardest part of the transformation, in my opinion, is the arms. Go ahead and pop this joint loose. Rotate this section around 180. And here's the hard part. This is where I bled before. You're wanting to separate this connection here. The easiest way is to pull up and push down at the same time. Rotate the hand out 90 degrees. Flip this section. Rotate the hand the rest of the way. And connect it back. That's one arm done. We'll show it again. So undo this connection here. Rotate this section with the pin on it 180 degrees. Like so. Separate this connection by pulling down on the cone and lifting up on the gray. Pull the hand out 90 degrees. Rotate the nose cone up. Bring the hand all the way out and remake that connection. And some minor adjustments here. There we go. Just like that. Or I should say, just like that. Now, let's go ahead and get started on the lower body. Go ahead and unconnect the fronts of the wings. Those can go ahead and fold down a little bit. You want to go ahead and disconnect here. Pull the legs apart. Essentially everything is going to come undone. Now, pull up on that, flip this around, like so. This will collapse inside the shin. We'll show that one more time. Pull up on that. This folds in. This will flip around. And stow inside the shin. Bring these purple flank pieces down. with your legs separated, go ahead and pull here, bringing this out. Flip these down. These will separate here, fold, and then fold. And then as far as the feet, push this down. This is another difficult part just due to tolerances, but you want to flip the toe 180 degrees and get it fixed on the front. Make sure you have your shin fully collapse into the leg. If you haven't already, flip this purple piece down to lock in place on the side of the leg. Reestablish your connection on the back of the leg, making sure that they line up, and fold the wing back. Also, make sure that you position your knee forward or back based off your preference. I like it to forward just because I feel like it gives me a little more as far as knee bend. But, okay. Close the shin, push in the blast, the top booster, close the foot, rotate the toe while spinning it to where it is on the front. Pull out on the wing to open this up. Fold flap, fold the flap. Now reestablish the connection here. Fold your wing down, peg it in, boom. And then the tail, just fold it. It'll rest like that. Butt flap, you can do whatever you want. Fold in the sides, but you can keep it up like that. You can put it down low. It's your option. But that overall is the transformation for Magic Square Space Shuttle. And here we have him in robot mode. I gotta say, he looks fantastic. Literally the only difference between this version and the IDW version is the face sculpt. If you look, in the IDW version, the eyes are painted and the visor was not. In this version, the eyes are painted gray, just like the face, and the visor above the faceplate is purple, which, strange as it may be, that is actually cartoon accurate. I don't know if it was a animation error to begin with, and they just ran with it, but that's how he appeared in the cartoon. I won't spend too much time on articulation, but we'll go through it real quick. Head is on a ball, so he can look all the way up. Little bit of attitude, not much. Solid across the shoulders, a little bit of gap here and there, but not too bad. Due to transformation, arms can go all the way up. The shoulders on a ball, full 360. You get full rotation above the elbow. Arms can go more than 90 degrees, which is surprising given how bulky his forearms are. Hands do rotate, which it's odd because they're not center. They pivot around the top, so hand will look a little bit out of position as you spin it. But full waist rotation. Nice, generous ab crunch. Rotation on the hips. No skirts, so leg goes up that far. Goes back that far due to the sculpt, which just seems to be the norm for Magic Square. No complaints there, though. All the way out. And more than 90 on the knee, which is nice, just given how bulky it is. Usually you're stuck with straight 90. This goes a little more. But anyway, as far as the feet, toe can go up and down a little bit. And then there is a very nice rocker. So overall, articulation on their blast off is pretty spot on. And for one last time, here is the group together. Magic Square did a fantastic job with their Combaticons. And here finally we have the toy version of Bruticus. Main difference, the color of the legs, no sculpted detail on the thighs, and that chest piece. It just looks fantastic. Articulation remains the same, and he is a phenomenal figure. If you want to see more, check out my Bruticus review with full transformations right here. Let's start wrapping it up by talking about the negatives. Worst part about it, I would have to say, would be Magic Square's failure to meet the demand at the release, making, I would say, half the Show Z customers wait while they had ample product at their own website. In my opinion, was just bad business. It just could have been something that was wrong in the calculation on how many they needed, but I'm glad that Show Z was able to fulfill their end of the bargain. As far as the bot, the only negatives I have are the same ones that were there before. A little bit of tight joints for transformation, especially the forearms, and the paint that there is nice, but there could be more. As far as the positives, this whole set has been fantastic. This is no exception. The articulation is phenomenal, especially for such a bulky bot with large forearms and lower legs. The sculpt is straight off the cartoon, and that's my goal as a collector, is to be as toon accurate as possible. The paint that's there, though lacking, is nice. They did a fantastic job, and with this second run, I don't see the flashing issue that a lot of people did. It seems to be a little bit better toleranced as well. But overall, a fantastic figure. So do I recommend it? Well, if you want Bruticus, you have to have it. Despite whether you went IDW or toon, he's necessary. But for me, I can highly recommend it. I can highly recommend this entire set. Magic Square takes a lot of heat for their materials, but they have been really producing some amazing figures lately. And I can't wait to see what they bring us next. I know that the Dinobots have been teased. We saw some images of Slag. Rumor is that they actually went back and were redesigned. And we'll see more of them this year, hopefully. But I hope Magic Square continues to provide us such excellent figures. I got mine from the Show Z store. Check them out. If you haven't already, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to get your bell on so you get notified of future content. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you again next time.